Hey guys, and welcome back to another Road to the Playoffs episode. Today we're doing the Fog. We got Jacob Braun, former MVP, with us today to talk about their schedule. And Kale and Ty, obviously. So let's get into it. First game, they actually don't play for a while, but their first game is against the Bambinos. Ty, I'll let you start.
Bambinos. Who's even on the Bambinos now? We have Colton's not playing.
It's Tyler,
Nate,
and Caleb Carroll.
Caleb Carroll. That's right. Okay. I think the Fog will win this game. I've heard good things about Parker Williamson. I talked to Sean Godino a few days ago, and he had nothing but good things to say. I think Lucas will be a good player. But this is their first game. So it might take like a little bit for them to, warm up and get into it. But I still think the Fog will win. It'll be close, but I think I would pick the Fog.
Jake. Is this going to be our first game? I mean,
yeah. Well, it's first game, right?
Yes, it's your first
not
game.
the Bambinos' first game. They play in the opening game against the Express, but it's their first game.
Yeah.
I'm asking, is this our actual first game? Yeah, it's their first game.
Oh,
is this our?
Oh, that's the Bambinos' second game too.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
So the Bambinos will have a
That makes
warm-up
it hard.
game. Yeah,
Yes.
kind of. The Express. Oh, so they're gonna play against the pitching machine basically with Kyle, who's just gonna freaking throw bullets in there. Yeah, that sucks.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So what do you think about the Bambinos, Jake?
I don't know, dude. Did they cut Lane Traver though? Is that like
they did?
Yeah.
his uncle's the owner? He just got cut. That's cold for Caleb Carroll. Dude, I don't know, man. I've never seen Caleb Carroll play wiffle ball before. I think is he like a freshman or a sophomore?
He's a junior.
Oh, he's a junior. Sorry, Caleb. I didn't know. I don't know, man. It just depends.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah, it probably will be. We have a good schedule though. We have like we're playing the Bambinos, Rapids, and who's the other team?
Crew.
The Wrecking Crew. I don't know who's on that team.
Ooh, that's a rough schedule.
No one knows except kind of me.
Except kind of
I'm
you.
the only one that knows any other players there. But this is getting besides the point.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, dude. The Bambinos are probably gonna be good. I watched Tyler throw a little bit. We didn't play him last time, but Tyler's good. I know Nate's really good. That's why we took Parker. The Williamsons have that really good baseball history, so we picked up hopefully the best one out of all of them. Pitching and hitting wise is from what I've heard. So I don't know. I'm not like too worried about it. It just depends on, if our practices are going according to plan.
In my opinion, the winner of this game makes it into the playoffs, and the loser does not. Because I think the other two playoff teams are going to be the Express and the Lynx. I think this game is going to tell me everything I need to know about who's going to be filling in that last spot because I think it's going to come down to those two teams, and then from that it's going to come down to head, and so that'll go to the winner. So I think this is a huge game for both teams right off the bat.
How many teams get into the playoffs in each conference?
3 out of 5.
It's gonna be the Missouri Express, the Fog, and the Bambinos.
Not the Lynx?
The Lynx aren't that good.
Wow. Wow.
I kind of agree with Jake.
Okay.
To be honest.
I mean,
The
like
Lynx,
they're
not
just
making the playoffs.
they're just like consistently like decent. It's not like they're like have some standout player. I mean, the Fog we picked up Parker and Lucas for a reason.
I think the Lynx are super consistent, but I think the upside to the Bambinos and the Fog are much higher.
It's the Bambino. Who's the other Bambinos team? Who are the other teams the Bambinos are playing?
Bambinos. Oh gosh. I don't remember.
Who knows?
The Express. The gosh.
Oh, that's an 0-1. And then shoot. I guess if they play both, if we beat them and then they play the Express, they're 0-2 if we play well. So I mean, shoot, maybe the Lynx will make it because of that, unless they have 20 runs on the last team they play.
All right, get a quick word in here.
My opinion on this game is I think the Fog are going to win, and I think it's going to be really close. But I think Parker and Lucas are going to be pretty good. Okay, moving on to only the second game, which is the Wrecking Crew. Like we said before, we don't know much about them. I'm going to take the Fog in this one because...
Is that their second game or is it the Rapids?
No, this is the Rapids. Okay. I'm going to take the Fog because, again, I think, first of all, Lucas is just really competitive. So I think he's going to be good, especially at the plate. I think Parker will be able to pitch, and we still don't really know anything about the record.
Yeah, I think Parker will actually be maybe better than Myers. I think Parker might end up being the best player on this team, but Myers is the reason why I'm taking the Fog to make the playoffs, because Myers will he'll get on you for your shenanigans that you tend to resort to through the tournament, and he won't have it. And this is about the time that would start happening from you. So
I think that's gonna be like a big thing for us if like we get up early on teams and then Lucas will just let me dick around and try to piss the other team off. It's gonna be really hard to beat us because all I'm gonna do is distract people because I don't even have to play anymore. Like if Parker wants to play the field, I could just sit behind the dugout and just talk trash. It's a very minimal effort by me.
Tyler, the Fog going to beat the Wrecking Crew?
I think the Fog will beat the Wrecking Crew.
Who
I think Parker has from what I've heard, I mean, we never actually saw Kyle either before, and we only did it off what we'd heard. And this is just off what I've heard. I have no actual evidence. But I was talking to Sean, and I think Parker might be like the second best pitcher in the league.
I don't think he's going to be as good as Kyle.
No, I don't either.
I think he'll definitely maybe be an all-star level player. And I think Myers will too. And that's two all-star level players on the same team, and that's a good team. That just automatically means you're a good team.
So you guys have wins against the Wrecking Crew?
I think they're 2-0 at this point.
I think you guys have always thought the Wrecking Crew won't be as good. I think the Wrecking Crew will be better than you guys. I think
they will too. If I just had to
pick them in this game, though?
I haven't won this game, but I think it'll be as close as the Bambinos, probably.
All right, third game.
All right, and real quick, I have two. I don't know if I already said that. But third game is the Rapids, and no tie, obviously. So it's Sean, Chef, and Kalen. I have the Fog actually winning this game as well. Yeah. So somehow I have the Fog going 3-0, I think. I don't know. Again, we're going off what we've heard and what we think Lucas is going to be and Parker. But I have the Fog winning this one. And this one could be a blowout, in my opinion.
Oh, my gosh. I think I'm taking the Fog, too. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the Fog are going 3-0. So much has changed in the makeup of this team since the offseason began that I probably would have picked them to go 0-3 or 1-2 again. And now I'm saying they could be 3-0. And if they're 3-0, it might come down to point differential. And they don't have to play the Express. So it could be that they end up with a 1 seed somehow just out of point differential. I mean, it's a stretch, but wow, I didn't even think about that.
I choose. I'd probably pick the Fog too, which kind of sucks because the Rapids are my team. But I mean, who knows what Chef is going to bring to the table? Sean's a decent player. Sean's a very good player, and who knows what Kalen's going to be like? So I mean. Especially if it's not good in the first 2 games for the Rapids, then it's just going downhill from there on. But if they're good, I could see them being a close game. Like if Sean pitches well, if Chef actually can hit, and Kalen's not bad, then I could see it being a close game. All Fog's games, but I'm pick Fog.
Who's Kalen?
It's Will's girlfriend. She's playing. Yeah.
Is she the softball player from Humboldt State?
Yeah. So she has good potential, but we've never seen either of them play. So.
Right. She'll hit more.
Confident against the Rapids, Jake.
Ty's not playing, and we got a guy that had 2 shoulder surgeries. That's in his mid to late 30s. Yeah, I'm confident we're gonna win that game.
Okay, so fast forward to the playoffs now. Based on what we've all said, the Fog could be in the number 1 spot. So, but let's say they take second. Let's say they take second, and they have to play probably the Lynx. Okay, Ty, you're gonna start. Who wins that game in the playoffs?
Oh man, that's just flip a coin. I mean, that's hard. That's hard because the Lynx always seem to find a way. I mean, they should have beat the Express in the last tournament. Jordan's always solid. Steven's great in the field. Steven's actually a very underrated hitter. If I had to choose, I would take the Lynx just because of their experience alone. That's the only reason. It's the only reason.
Yeah,
Flip a coin.
I agree with you. I think the Lynx would win. I think the Lynx are at least going to the conference championship game, just because of their pitching is so solid, so consistent throughout the whole tournament. And I think Jordan's a very good hitter. And like you said, I think
Jordan's just a solid player.
Yeah. And Steven is
Steven's
underrated.
super underrated. Yeah.
The Lynx always find a way to go deep every season, but the Fog are threatening. I think any of the 5 teams in the American Conference could take second in the 1 through 5 could take second in the National Conference. So anyone who's playing anyone in the playoffs is going to be good, and that goes for the Fog too. Whoever they end up matching up against, I think it's going to be a battle in that game. But I think they can make the conference finals. I don't think they can get all the way over the top and beat the Express. They could maybe give them a tough game if they play well. But yeah, I see the Fog's max potential in this tournament as the conference finals, which is an outstanding bounce back from their 0-3 missing the playoffs outing last time. Jake,
That was rough.
How deep can the Fog go?
I don't want to tell you guys too much, to be honest.
Here's a question.
I don't want to.
Jake, what is a good season for the Fog? Is it the conference finals? Is it you make the finals and you lose, or do you have to win to have a successful?
or is it just make the playoffs?
I think we're gonna win it. To be honest, I'm not lying. I don't want to tell you guys. I'm not gonna say anything about who's pitching and who's not pitching, but we're deep in pitching and we have good bats. So, and not only that, but we've been practicing against each other's pitching, and it's been.
Have you practiced with Parker?
I think Lucas has played with. I don't know if Lucas has been playing with him recently, but I can tell you right now that Lucas has been practicing like extensively. Like I get a daily text message about updates about his wiffle ball progress. And then now that I'm done and I have my summer schedule, I'll be joining him for these workouts. And I think Parker's going to be with us this weekend as well.
Can I get to have off-the-record practice visits?
It depends. We're not going to send you guys any videos.
Here, I have a question.
You're not getting that.
I have a question for you guys. What is the determining factor on if the Fog, what is the factor that will make the Fog win the championship?
Oh, it's hard. It's how good Parker is. If Parker's a stud, they could play the Express really tough. If Parker's only just as good as Nate, which was all-star level but not a complete dominant player, then playoffs. It all comes down to Parker. But I think this team is going to make the playoffs either way because of Lucas. Lucas is not going to let the Fog be bad.
I'll tell you this much. Kyle isn't going to have a cakewalk in the playoffs like he did last time. I mean, the Lynx obviously had a rough game. I mean, had a close game. But I don't know. I didn't really think they were going to lose. And then they blew you guys out. They 10-runned you. That might happen in the championship game. But any American League team that they play in the playoffs is not going to be easy.
Are you guys going to measure the pitching line this time again? Are you guys going to have 40 feet?
I want to be right at 40
feet. Are you guys going to get a chalk line jar too this time for the sideline so that
we do a better job painting?
Yeah, it was like a serpentine format going out.
Jake, I got another question for you.
All right, go for it.
Because you're talking about your bats. How confident are you guys as a whole that if you face the Express, you can put up runs? Legitimate runs, not walks. Legitimate runs that you drive in on hits.
I think if we can get three, if we can get 3 or 4 runs, we'll beat the Express because I think we'll maybe give up 1 run.
It's all to ask.
I have a very important question. This may come off rude.
Oh, go for it.
Will you be batting in the lineup?
I don't know.
Or will we see some Jacob Braun lightsaber swings? As in like we've seen in previous tournaments.
Is that on video? Can I see that?
There's been some bad at bats. Let's put it that way.
He wants to know if you're going to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't be batting.
I have a saying that if Lucas and Parker are really good, would you take yourself out of the lineup just so that
Exactly.
the combined percentages goes up even higher if you're not batting as well?
Like, would you be like, I'm not going to play just so the team might have a better chance of winning?
Like, say both their OBPs is 600 or 500 and yours was 400. Would you be willing to just step out of the lineup so it goes, up?
Yeah, I'd do that.
I say that, but
I think
Jacob's
he's gonna
also
play well in
had
the
the
field,
biggest
actually.
home run in jail history in the championship game. So, I mean, who knows what might happen?
I don't know, dude. I played, can you bleep stuff out, or do I have to, censorship myself? Okay, I played awful in JL12, but I don't know. I had, my best hits against Jordan, who you guys said was, a phenomenal pitcher. So, what does that tell you about my lightsaber swing or Jordan's pitching? So,
It's so hot and cold.
Hey, have respect for the man. He's a former NBA.
yeah, I don't know, man. It just depends. I don't even remember what happened with JAL12. I want to say that there was some great excuse for why I didn't play well, but I honestly just don't even really remember anything.
I've always thought this as you as a player, Jake. You're actually you're a good hitter. You can be a good hitter. You're kind of streaky, but there's no need, in my opinion, to take you out of the lineup. I don't think that's necessary. Do you? And then pitching, you can have flashes of being good, like we saw in JL11, and then you can have flashes of being bad. So I think you're best off if you're a relief guy. I think as a starter, you can be real hit and miss, and we saw that in the results of JL11 to 12. And so now that you get Myers and Parker in there, and maybe you come in and throw some relief, I think that you'll be better in that role.
That's all I'm doing is put relief in. I'm getting rid of the toss, by the way. Toss is gone.
What? I
Yeah.
love the toss.
No, I actually figured out how to actually throw some different pitches, and so I'm switching away from the toss. The toss is going to be only for special occasions, for special batters.
Okay. I got one final question, and we'll end this.
All right.
Jake, how do you feel, and if the rest of the team knows, how do they feel about Darren's comments?
Darren wants to be loved. That was what Darren was doing right there. Darren wants to be a part of the team, and he is a part of the team. He's the majority owner. And yeah, he's got all the love of the Fog. So I don't know.
Did it piss any of you guys off a little bit?
No, yeah, we're the freaking Fog. Think about what you're talking about. Yeah, you gotta have thick skin to be on this team. No, it wasn't a big. Sorry, Ty. I'll just rub your hand in a few seconds. No, it wasn't a big deal. It's Darren just wants to be there, and I understand that. So, I mean, no hard feelings. Darren and I are already in contract negotiation for me returning, and then we'll be planning on bringing Myers on board for a longer stint as well as Parker. So, I mean, I'm not worried. And by the way, for all of you majority owners that are watching this, we are advocating for a 5 or 6 man roster for the next time what's that acronym? CBA? Yeah, the CBA comes up because
that would be good, yes.
Yeah, it would be good for everybody.
Yeah, no, we really hope it goes up to 5, which it should. I think everyone will vote.
All right, so I have one question for you guys. Why would you sell ownership of the Cobras to a Bay Area owner? There can only be one Bay Area team. And statistically, if there's 2...
Please stand by while we mute out an inappropriate comment from Jacob Braun that we cannot air. Thank you.
Yeah, you had to know a comment like this was going to happen.
What? Who owns these guys? Can we put them in Oakland? Because Oakland's not really the Bay.
Well, they're San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, you're just going to have to share. Separate conferences, so.
Yeah, we don't want to share. Darren and I have been talking about this.
You'll have to, show your frustration for the situation on the field.
This should probably this conversation should probably be edited out for my own integrity purposes.
All right, I think the
Okay.
show's got on lock.
All right.
All right.
That is it for the Fog schedule review. Thanks for
Just want to
joining
make
us.
that one last comment that you told me a little earlier today that I thought was funny.
No. No.
Okay, we got one more of these, the Wrecking Crew, so keep an eye out for that, and see you later.